Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you. Thank you. I'll just wait a little while for a few minutes to see. My guest is here. She is ready. Okay, so tonight, uh, this is Creative Conversations with I Breathe Melody. I am Leslie. Leslie Neely. Miss I Breathe Melody herself. I'm a one-man show at this point. Hey Tori, give me one second. Um, this is just conversations that I have with my colleagues, my friends, that we just kind of talk about different things and we share our thoughts in this intimate space with you to give you a glimpse of what we're thinking. And hopefully you can get something from what we are going to share today. Today I am sporting the L Life line. Louis Spencer, he is a Baltimore native, Baltimore-based singer, background vocalist, but he also has a fashion line. Hey, Lydia, I miss you, lady. He has a Baltimore-based fashion line, and it's called the L Life. So I'm gonna put his, um, I'm gonna post his, let's see, his line here, and I want you all to follow him at the L Life. Lou, hey Naomi, Lou Spencer is the designer of this tee that I'm wearing, and it's hashtag soprano. Even though I'm in complete denial about being a soprano, listen. To be honest with you, I've been singing soprano so much that when I went to do my alto, I do reference tracks for producers. So when I went to do the alto line for reference tracks today, it was terrible. Like I had to go to sleep and then wake back up, so my voice would like just switch into alto because they've been making me sing soprano for the last few weeks. But it's okay. I survived. I made it. But anyway, this is part of his line. This is hashtag soprano. There's hashtag alto, hashtag tenor. There is hashtag photographer, hashtag stylist, hashtag makeup artist. He has glasses, those novelty frames that everybody thank you, Tori. Those novelty frames that everybody is wearing. I need real glasses. I went and spent a few $100s for some Gucci frames that I probably should have on right now. But novelty frames. He also has sneakers available. The Petty line, he has a t-shirt that says Petty. I kind of want to wear that today, but I wouldn't wear that because I'm trying to, people already call me Petty Laz. Jeremiah Hicks has deemed me Petty Laz. And I'm just honest about things that I'm honest about. I don't think I'm petty. I'm just honest. But Lou Spencer has, the L Life has the Petty t-shirts that kind of mimics the like Friends situation, whatever. Toya! Hey sis, hey Melly Mouse. It's good to see you guys. So follow him. I've pinned his Instagram here at the bottom. So go follow DL Life. That's Louis Spencer. He has plenty of gear ready for you. I think he had a sale, a $10 sale a couple of days ago. Maybe he'll bring it back up. But as for now, we're going to get to Miss Tori. Let me bring you in here. Pray that I can do this right today, okay? We're waiting for Tori. Hey, Dawn. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining.
All right, hold on. Just
Look
get around. There we go.
at this blonde bomb show.
Hello.
Come on, Miss Tori.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much.
Dominique, I played in the paint just a little bit today, and while I was putting on my makeup, I thought about you, and I was like, yeah, I need to go to Dom's house, and we can sit down and have a whole makeup day so I can get out of this one compact, one blush, eyeliner, and figure out what these eyebrows are doing. It took
Listen,
the pandemic for them to grow back. because my eyebrows are pencil
Lord,
thin. So
listen.
this is at least 8 months of not touching them at all. Like,
Okay.
yeah. So to get
Okay.
some
I'm
fur, I
with
had to
it.
just leave them alone.
I'm with it. But
But
yeah,
anyway,
space. You serving in space.
thank you for joining us so much.
Thank you for
Um,
having me here.
so look, this is gonna be how you and I, like when we went to New York together.
That was so much fun.
That was so much fun. Like, oh my God. It was so much fun. But how, like, we were just talking, we were in the room or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what this is going to be like. And if
Okay.
it goes left, see, you don't like to go left. You kind of just talk straight down the middle. You kind of leave that to me, and that's fine.
I try my best. I mean, I can, but I try. I try.
And that's fine. But so we're gonna see how the conversation goes.
Okay.
But the reason why I really wanted you here today was because I am so amazed at your persistence and your commitment to what you think life should be like for you. And I see that through the activities that you participate in. When I first met you, I believe you were singing with Kadesh, which is a youth choir here in Baltimore. And then all of a sudden, you were at a voice lesson that I walked into, a vocal class. I was like, oh, she's here, like with no coaxing from me or anybody. Like, you just got the information, you took the initiative, and you started out, you did it yourself. Then the next thing I know, here comes Tori Unscripted. I'm like, okay, like she's really like, I like the way you move, and I pay attention to the way people move, and I can tell by the content that you are creating and that you're producing that you take time to build and learn about your craft. That's super impressive because everybody wants it now. They want to do it any kind of way they want to, but you're not doing it that way. So I want you to share with everybody that's listening and that's going to be watching later, like what it is that you do and your approach to that.
Sure. And wow, first of all, thank you. I got to say this, y'all. I love Leslie.
Oh, I love
Like
you
you've
too.
been an inspiration to me just watching you with Ivory Melody. And what I love
Oh,
about you, you will give us the truth, but like without making you feel defeated. Like you give you give
I
effective you give
try.
effective feedback, effective criticism in a way that's not like you're gonna hang your head and never like get out of bed again.
Because I
So
want you to
I
get
appreciate
up.
you. Right.
Yes.
So I appreciate that. So just wanted to throw that out there real quick. But so with what I do, so yes, my blog is called Tori Unscripted, and it actually originally started as a music blog. A few years ago, I was doing a thing called Tori Talks Indie, and that was going to be me following independent artists, first just gospel ones, but I like all genres of music.
Mm-hmm.
So it was that, and then I kind of hit a wall with that. I felt like it was a lot for me to try to keep up with it. I got kind of intimidated by the marketing that piece that comes with having a blog. So I kind
Mm-hmm.
of took a step back from that. Also, too, I realized I had a lot of interest. I got a chance to talk with Gerard Bonner. He was doing his Artist Tip Tuesdays, and I took him up on one of his consultations. And this is back when I was,
Really?
yeah, I took
See,
him
this
up
is
on that.
this is what I'm talking about. Like when people like Gerard Bonner, because he's a staple in the gospel music industry and in the wrestling world. Actually, he's a
Yeah,
staple
it's so
there.
funny. Yeah, both of them.
And when people like him offer themselves, it's like people don't take advantage of it because of being intimidated or not feeling like they're ready.
Right.
But you step out there with no coaxing from anybody,
Wow.
just taking him up. And so, what did that turn out? How did that
Um,
turn out?
that helped me to figure out what I want to do now because he was really drilling me. It was kind of uncomfortable. I got to be honest with you because, he kept asking me all these like follow-up questions. Well, why this? Well, why that? Well, what about this?
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to get me to be specific.
Yeah.
And in doing that, I realized, you know what? I don't only want to write about music. I have other interests.
Okay.
And so I took a beat, life happened. I kind of took a beat, fell back. And then the thing to keep writing just kept popping in my head. I'd be at a restaurant and eating something real good, telling friends how good it is. And they're like, you should write about that. And, I would go to different music events. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking all these things. So it never left me, even when I was like kind of just taking a break from it, trying to decide what I wanted to do. So after some time went by, I finally said, hey, let's go for it. And whoever likes it, they like it. And I just
Okay.
took the leap because it wouldn't leave me. Like I could be at work and then another idea would pop in my head. So I
Right.
just decided, I'm going to go for this. And I did do as much research as I can because it is kind of frustrating to not just have everything be ready, and have it the
Yes.
way I want it to be. And for me,
Yes.
it's a learning curve too. I'll be honest, I'm not the most tech savvy person. So I'm watching a lot of YouTube videos. It's some stuff like I know a 12-year-old could like crap out in 5 minutes. And
Right.
I'm watching a YouTube video for how to do this concept. But
Uh-huh.
I've always been a self learner and just keep going.
That's cool. Like one thing that pops in my mind, one thing I remember about you, and my age is getting to me now because I just forgot that fast. No, no, no. I remember. So I remember a time where I was doing logistics for Charles Butler's release concert somewhere down near DC.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking for a logistics team. You guys were singing, so I knew you were going to be there. And I think I may have asked you to work, or because I knew you were going to be there with Kadesh, and I knew what you were doing. I went to Charles Butler and I said, "Look, I have a new indie music blogger who's trying to get her feet wet in the industry or whatever. Would you mind talking to her for a few minutes before your concert about your experience?" And he graciously said yes. I don't know how that turned out because I never really went back and followed up. I just made the connection because that's what I do. I made the connection and I get out. And it warmed my heart that you really took took that opportunity and you made good use of it, because I think I was in the room when you were in there with him, or maybe seeing you going in and out the room, or maybe seeing you talking to him. I really don't remember. That night was a blur. But
Right.
I just, like, when I saw that, I was like, okay. And the one thing about people like me who like to help people is that I don't like to waste my advice. I don't like to waste
Mm-hmm.
my connection. So if I
Yeah.
give somebody a connection, or if I'm the plug for something and they waste it and they don't do anything with it, that makes me feel bad. Like, I just don't, I feel like I'm wasting my
Yeah.
time. But you never, ever have wasted my time. Like,
Oh, thank you. And I hope
never.
I never will.
No, you never wasted my time. Even when I don't even remember how you got to Charles Perry. Was it because of me?
Yes. I
Okay.
saw you share something, and that's how, because I went when he came here in Baltimore, and then
Okay.
we went to thing in Brooklyn too. But
Like,
yeah,
you just you did your own footwork. It got to the point where I had to end up staying in your hotel room with you because my accommodation, I think I had messed my leg up. I had messed my knee up or
oh,
something. I had
that's
just
right.
gotten that shot and then I couldn't walk for a couple of days. Because I was
Yes,
trying to figure out what I was, even if I was going, and I had gotten rid of my room because I wasn't going to go. And you said, Martha, you could come stay with me. And I was like, oh, that's like sweet. But you had everything mapped out for yourself, like as if you were traveling alone. You would have navigated that whole thing. To me, that says that you're ready for where you're going.
wow, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. That is so
When someone
cool.
gives you like an opportunity, I'm just great. Like I'm grateful. So I'm like, I don't want to waste the time. That's my thing. Like every door that God has opened, I'm like, I'm grateful, and I hope I don't waste it. And you just gotta run.
Wow. So
Gotta be driven.
being a millennial, because I
Mhm.
think you are considered a
Yeah,
millennial.
I did
I
make it.
think a
Yep.
millennial at heart, but I'm really not. But being a
But yeah.
millennial, how has this time of pandemic challenged you to balance your work life? Because you do have a career, you have a full
Yes.
time career,
Mhm.
and not just a job, you have a career.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
important. You have a career. And with your creative side and your Tori Unscripted, I've seen you produce content during this time that was different from what you were doing before. I like the fact that you stayed you still a blogger, when everybody seems to be drifting to vlogger because of the visual piece to it.
Right.
But I like where you stayed, even though that's a very tough lane to stay in. It's very competitive. And if you work it right, you can make a lot of money doing it.
Yeah, y'all
How are you?
pray my strength.
Yeah, how are you managing during this time? And has your productivity increased? I think I answered it, but I want you to tell us how your productivity has increased.
So yes, it definitely has increased during this time. It's something about just being home, even though yes, I still have to work. Make no mistake, that time is blocked off, but not that time is blocked off, but not having like the commute in between,
Mm-hmm.
to and from, that makes a difference because sometimes, like when I was going to work, the plan was when I got home, I was gonna do this, and that, and by the time I sat through traffic and everything and got here, I was just like, I'm over it.
Right.
Drove the whole day. I'm gonna watch Netflix. I'm going to bed. like,
Right. Exactly.
like that's how I felt. So having that peace, and don't get me wrong, when things start to transition, I have to push past that anyway. But I took advantage of not having those little distractions that would typically slow me down,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, went to work that way. I've also kind of shifted with the type of content I've been doing. So yes, still blogging, but then still doing some video interviews, kind of a podcast type of feel. At the end of the day, I'm always going to be a writer at heart, so it's just a matter of me marrying those two things. So you will still see some print interviews from me, as well as
Okay.
a video or audio. But I want to do it all, just a
Right.
little bit of everything. But it's been good to really just be able to work from home.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because of that, I feel like it gave me just a little more time to get things done. I also was more driven in seeing everybody else do things right now, because there were people who didn't even have a show of some sort online, and they just
Right.
started doing stuff. So it also kind of pushed me to like, don't waste your time. And then like even my pastor at my church, Lord Church of the Harvest,
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Patterson, he kept
Mm-hmm.
saying like, everybody take advantage of this time. Like, don't just sit around and watch TV all day. Like, you have your moments where you may do that, but like I just
Right.
kept hearing those messages of go, go, go. So I was extra motivated between them, and again between seeing everyone else create content. I was like, I had an extra drive, an extra push, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
any sense. And I was like, I'm tired of wasting my time. I had a little bit of a lag with the content I was putting out. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm tired of the lag. So this all kind of in the midst of everything, I got
Right.
this extra push just to go. So there were still some late nights, even though working from home, I definitely still had some late nights. But
Yeah.
again, knowing that I didn't have to get up crazy early in the morning to go somewhere else, that kind of helped to pushing through that.
You don't have to get dressed if you don't want to. By the way, I am
Exactly.
fully dressed right now. I always get
Ditto.
dressed when I have to be on these live
Right.
situations
Right. We
because
don't want a mistake. Yeah.
no, mistakes are not nice. See, you said that very nice. We don't want mistakes. See, I would have said I don't want to shock the world with my bountiful blessings.
At least not
We
for
just
free, right? Like
not for free, cause
that's a
she's not
subscription. It's a
free,
private subscription.
okay? But that is so dope. Like what I've the creatives who are around me or who are close to me, what I've noticed is the productivity has really been great during
Yeah.
this time, more so than before the pandemic, and the provision has
Mm-hmm.
been there as well. Like literally, I made a couple $100 today that
Awesome.
before pandemic it wouldn't come like that. And it
Right.
happens like that almost every week. I'm making some money that I wasn't making before.
Yeah.
And I think it's because those who are true to what they have in their hands, to working their gifts,
Mm.
they don't
Yeah.
necessarily do it for the money, but you understand your value. So when someone says, "Can you do this for me? What is your fee?" You give your fee
Mm-hmm.
because as entrepreneurs and business people, that's business.
Yeah.
This
It
ain't
is.
church. This ain't no do no favors. Like
It's
if
business.
you don't have a budget and there's something that you really need done, and I feel led to lend my talent or my gift to what you're doing. I mean, if I'm not. if it's not gonna cost me anything, then I don't mind doing it. But that's the one thing that I've been hearing about from other creatives is that their productivity has just been great. They've been thinking, they've been resting,
Yeah.
because there are some people who haven't been doing anything because they've been busy doing other things. So
Mm,
this time was like, oh, it's time for me to work, 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 work. When the pandemic started, I rested.
yeah.
Was that your approach to it, or did you have more time? I think you might have alluded to it earlier, but did you have more time to just jump back into Tori Unscripted? Did you take a break at all?
So yeah, I did take a break, but it's funny. Initially, when I realized we were gonna be home again, I told you I had like kind of a lag with my content.
Hmm.
So initially, my thing was, okay, since I'm home, I gotta go, 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 go. And then I always like to learn. So like through my job, there were all these other free courses available. I'm like, okay, I can do that, do that, and like my thing was just go, go, go. I haven't picked up my guitar in a while, so I'm like, I'm gonna do that too. So I was just like,
Wait,
let's go, let's
wait,
go. Yeah.
guitar.
Yeah, I mean, we can only play Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars right
How
now
did you not share that with me?
because I haven't been doing my due diligence to learn.
You know what?
So, we're still at hot cross buttons, but
Wow, you are so well rounded. Like, you don't just do one thing.
thank you. But yeah, so we gotta get that, pick up with that again.
Wow.
But yeah, in the mix of everything, I was just kind of like, let's go, let's go, let's go. And so I was tired while I was at home, like because I was thinking I had all this free time, and I'm like, I didn't want to waste any time. And I kind of felt a little bit of pressure, actually, too, because I saw everyone creating, and
Yes.
it motivated me. But then I felt like pressure, like here we go again. I'm at home and I'm still behind. And there was something you posted one day, like saying it's okay, like if you're not creating right now. I can't remember it verbatim. He posted that like it's okay, like if you didn't have any ideas right now or something to that
Yeah.
effect. And that really was like, okay. I saw
Yeah.
that and I was like, let me breathe for a moment. So
Yeah.
after that I took a break and I just did nothing.
Yeah.
Just chilled out.
I shared this with Dominique yesterday. I shared that when people say they have writer's block or
Mm-hmm.
the inspiration is not coming, it's not that you have a blockage. To me, I think it's because you're full and you need to
Oh,
empty out. Like,
yeah.
because our minds don't ever shut off. We are
No.
designed to be constantly thinking because we are creatives. So with all of that, and it's not even clutter, it's just ideas and things that
Mm-hmm.
are just filled. You are filled.
Yeah.
And sometimes
Seriously.
you have to empty out. So when you're blocked, you're not really blocked. You're just full. And when you take the time to rest, breathe,
Mm-hmm.
relax, you can get all that stuff out and write. This stays with me all the time.
Yes.
If
Yes.
an idea comes, I tell those that I mentor in my community, if you feel like you have a blockage, which is really not a blockage,
Right.
whatever thoughts you have, no matter what it is, just write it down.
That's good.
Sally is a dummy. She gets on my nerves. The cat ate my food. It gets on my nerves. Like, whatever it is,
Whatever.
write it down. And I'm telling you, it's freeing. It's liberating because it gets it out of your physical man
Mm-hmm.
onto somewhere else where it can either go to die, or if it's an idea, it can
Right.
be resurrected for later. So like, what do you do in those moments? Like, what is your process with so like tomorrow morning we have scheduled, right?
Yes.
Okay. We are recording
We-
a we're recording content in the morning. So
yes.
like, what is your process to get that done? Like, how does that work? Because there may be somebody who sees this, who is blogging or who is creating visual content for their websites, and they're new to it. They may not know how to do it. Not that we are professionals, but we are moving forward in what we're doing. So we have a measure of success here. how do
Yeah.
you even set those things up? Like, what is your process just for working and flushing your ideas out?
Okay, yeah. So it's basically, yeah, keeping a notebook. If I don't have a notebook with me, because sometimes I'm afraid of losing things. The other thing is like seriously using the notes app on my phone. And
Okay.
I kind of like did something like that a while ago, but I have a life coach that I see. And so one of the
Okay.
things in talking, because we're creative, yeah, my brain is never off. And it's
Hmm.
frustrating because, I could be at work, I could be in a rehearsal, I have other things, that I need to tend to. And then ideas, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that. And then I'm afraid I might lose some of it. So, she gave me the idea, even if you don't have a notebook with you, you have a notes app on your phone, dump it in
Hmm.
there. And so that's really been a big thing for me. Like just whenever I have a random idea, and I can't, actually just drop what I'm doing and work on it.
Hmm.
Like that app has so many little post-its and they're color coded for different things. And it's
Wow.
just
Okay.
this idea, music thing, write this, write that. I like that restaurant, go here. So it starts off with that. I have lots of lists, lots and lots of lists. That might drive someone else crazy, but I have so many lists, and that's just kind of my way of at least seeing. I got to get it out, you
Yes.
know.
Yes.
I have to get it out. If it stays in my head, it drives me crazy and impacts my sleep. So I need to actually see it. And also, too, it helps me not to be so overwhelmed because part of this process, when you have so many ideas and you can't just make it happen like that, that can be
Right.
kind of frustrating. And
Mm.
sometimes when I get overwhelmed, I shut down. So to try and avoid that is like having a
Yeah.
list, be it on my phone or on my in my notebook. It helps so
Hmm.
I can see the big picture. Okay, this is what I want to do.
Okay.
From there, I'll look at, okay, what makes sense for me to do right now, or what project am I leaning towards right now? And I'll kind of divvy off from that and make another list. So this was my big list of like everything I wanted to do. And I know this sounds
Okay.
crazy. This is my process. This is my big list of like everything I want to do the whole year, whatever, everything in life. This is my list. What can I maybe do in a month? This is my list.
Wow.
What can we make happen like this week and today? And I just kind of tick tick from there. And that's my process. It works. It might sound a little confusing, but it makes sense to me.
No, I like that. Like, I'm really thinking about getting a whiteboard mounted in my
I
bedroom
need
on the
that. I
wall.
need a
Like,
whiteboard. I
if they
really
weren't so expensive, I would have had it by now, literally,
do.
because I like to see
Same
things.
here.
So if I see it, it'll bring it back to my mind and it'll
Mhm.
coerce me to do it. I have terrible procrastination. But it
I hear you.
that seeing it kind of pushes it for me, which drops something else in my mind. So I'm gonna talk about it now. When you were in New York and you went to the food festival for the weekend and you wrote about
Yes.
that, tell us about that experience. Cause you just do so many different things. I just want to hear about this.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. First of all, that was so good. I'm really upset about, well, we're all upset about what's going on right now for many reasons, like real ones. And then I'm going to call this a fake one. I just wanted to go, just have fun. So, because I was looking forward to doing it again this year. But yeah, I believe was the Harlem Eats Festival, Harlem Eat Up. I think it's Harlem Eat Up.
Okay.
Um, one day, because we get Food Network magazine, like how they have those magazine deals, and that was one of them.
Yep.
So that came in one day, and I looked and I saw the advertisement for it. And then one of my best friends from college lives in Harlem. So I was like, do you know about this? She was like, no. I'm like, you want to do it? She's like, yeah, you can come stay with me. Like, okay, cool. So she was gracious enough to let me stay with her. So that made a lot of things pretty easy. Got on the
Uh-huh.
bus and there, there we went. I did my bougie bus this time, not Greyhound. The experience that we had fooling with.
See, this is the thing about Greyhound. See, now we did kind of mess up with
I'm
that,
sorry.
but I mean, at
I'm
least we
sorry.
got it done though.
We got it
We
done. We
got
got
it
it done.
done in a
It was a
bougie
one-off day.
way. It was.
It was a one-off day, so I'm not dissing that line, especially if they want to sponsor something later on. So it
Yeah.
was just, it was just, it was a bad day, but we made it through, and I'm glad that you were with me because by myself I might have cried. I don't know.
You would have cried. I would have been angry and probably cussing everybody out around me. Like, this is ridiculous. Like,
It was crazy. So yeah, I'm sorry. So anyway, back to this. So I did a little bougie bus instead. Went there to stay with her. So the festival, a lot of different restaurants from Harlem. They were all set up. I had different stands. It's quite a unique event. I didn't go to the restaurant portion, but like I think it starts on like a Wednesday night. Different restaurants each night, like we're hosting that night. You can get a
Okay.
table and everything, and then different celebrity chefs would do different dinners. So like Marcus Samuelson, he's one of my favorite chefs.
Okay.
Period. He actually co-founded the event with someone else, so he was at the festival at different points. Didn't get to meet him, but I was in the vicinity. Hopefully that happens one day. He's like one of my favorite chefs.
If you're
But
in the room, it matters.
yeah, that's true. That is
Hmm.
true. So if they do this again, I really want to get to one of the restaurant nights where he's actually there and preparing
Okay.
the meal. That would be cool. But yeah, different restaurants from Harlem, they had their stands. You could sample different things. They had like a public area that was free, so you can buy stuff from vendors. But then there was a ticketed area. My friend and I did the VIP experience, so you pay
Okay.
and then you can just eat whatever you want once you're in there. They had drinks and everything too. Like it was really, really good.
Wow.
And it was fun to talk to. I decided like since I'm here, let me just kind of like do a little content for my blog. So
Hmm.
I talked to the different chefs because I've always wanted to do something like that. I watch Food Network a lot. I watch the cooking channel a lot. So for me, this was kind of like me playing pretend like a kid, except it was real
Okay.
life.
Like
But it was real life.
my granddaughters today, they have so many toys in the house that their kitchen set is out on the porch. Like they have so many toys. So when they called me, they were like, "Gigi, we're gonna make you some mac and cheese." I said,
Oh,
"Okay," and they go over to their little thing, and they're just over there. I said, "Yeah, they're not talking to me right now. I'll call them back like when they finish." But like that little kid just wanting to, that's so cool that you got to do that. But continue on.
no, but that was basically it though. But it was like, yeah, except I wasn't playing pretend really because I was really talking to the people, right? But it was me getting to live out like the show Carnival Eats. I love that. He goes around to different stands. He asks the people, how did they make this? So it was fun to talk to everyone. And then they were flattered too that I was, taking an interest in what they were doing.
Yeah.
So it was just a good experience, good food. I can't wait to go again. So yeah.
Wow.
And ran
That is
into a
so
couple of
cool.
celebrities too. So that was cool. Ran into some
Okay.
black celebrities. Forgive me, I can't remember.
Did you see Caesar from Black Ink?
No,
That's my dude. And my friends be like, Leslie, no. I'm like, that's
I did not.
Caesar. Like,
I did
yo.
not. We went on a Sunday. Who knows when he was there? We went on a Sunday, but I didn't. Well, I could have just not seen him. But yeah.
I like a little thuggish, ruggish, little all
Mm-hmm.
that going on. But anyway.
It's a
But
good look. It's a good look.
that was right, right. But that was so cool. Like you do so many different things. And like I just maybe because I'm not a millennial, you are a millennial, and I stay connected to you guys because I don't want to get lost as life evolves. I really want to stay
That's good.
connected to what's going on, and it keeps me young, it keeps me vital, it keeps me relevant, which a lot of people in my space are reaching for relevancy. They're really trying to find out like how they can, how can they still get people to have interest in them.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a real thing.
Yeah.
So with the blogging, I actually had a blog myself. I I
Yes.
started it like years ago, and
Mm-hmm.
what's crazy is I had it bookmarked on my Google Chrome bookmark
Yeah.
bar. So I see it every day. So it's like in my face every day, like saying Leslie just right.
I'm
And
right.
recently I just went back to it and
Good.
started typing out a story of my life about men there. Haven't shared it yet because it's a little. mm.
Yeah.
But like, and when I was writing, it was so freeing,
Yeah.
to me. And I would love to just get into it and just deliver my soul, so we call it. But honestly, I'm intimidated about how people would judge me. I'm really
No, that's
th-
real.
that judgment of how people will perceive me because I'm still the same person. I just had experiences that you may not know about,
Right.
but I think I have something that I can help somebody. How do you deal with that piece of it, like with putting yourself out there, really for everybody to see it, to
Yeah.
critique it, because everybody's not going to be in love with what you do.
That's so
Everybody's
true.
not going to like some things that you say. How do you, as a millennial, process that? And I'm asking you because I think you're a sane millennial. Some of them are not so sane, and they get so emotional and so angry and just they don't like me. And I'm gonna block her. I'm gonna do this, do that. Like
Right.
how do you
You're
deal?
canceled.
Yeah, I
You're
hate
canceled.
cancel culture.
Ah.
I hate cancel culture. Did I say I hate cancel culture? I
One
can't
more
say.
time for the people in the back.
I hate cancel culture. Oh
Yes.
my God. It's the worst. But anyway, so
Yeah.
how do you deal with the amount of perceived judgment, or just how do you deal with knowing that you're going to be judged based on upon what you put out?
Honestly, I'm still dealing with it. Like
Wow.
that's the honest truth. Like even something as simple as like around Valentine's Day, I did a thing with Jennifer Trotter. We had a conversation about, being Christian and singles.
I want to talk to her, but I'm scared because she's so like she's whatever she's saying. That
Yes.
is that is the
I
God
feel
honest
like
truth.
I feel like that would be a good conversation to see though between the
It,
two of you. That'd be
it
good.
probably would. I gotta pray about it though. That girl
I think it'd
scares
be
me
good.
right now.
I'm all for it. Listen, I was nervous. I was nervous asking her to even do it, and she was so kind kind enough to like chat with me. But
Wow.
like I say all that to say, that was actually kind of something I was nervous to write about. Period,
Hmm.
because it's a semi-sensitive topic. Your relationship status. Like obviously, well, I won't say obviously, but yes, I am single, right? But
Okay.
that's not something that I typically talk about publicly.
Okay.
So even like doing that, I was like, I don't know if I should. It's not like we were saying anything crazy, but it's still, personal to me. For me, that's something personal, and I'm like,
Yeah.
want to let people know some thoughts about that. Do I want to do that? And I saw her for this instance, about the topic of singlehood and everything. I saw her just like be unapologetically her online, and that was
Yeah.
freeing. So seeing other people just not care, or like they care, but like not letting what others think stop them. I will say that's part of how I'm dealing with it. So I'm like, other people are having the conversations that you want to have, and they're alive and well, so she inspired me in that case to push past it. But I was still nervous even when I put it out there. I was still really nervous. I think it's just a matter of the more comfortable you become with yourself and the
Yeah.
more grounded you become with who you are, you can overcome that. And
My
so
my
I just think
my
it's a matter of time.
yeah, my relationship status I share with people on an individual basis because at times I've been in those situationships for like it's a long time, for like it's
Listen,
complicated forever
glory of my
almost.
life. No.
But now that I've embraced my singleness, like really being single
Mm,
for the last few years, and then making my attempts at celibacy, because I will not stand here and say, "Oh, I live a celibate lifestyle." I do my absolute best, and God is helping me to be my best at that. But sharing that, you know, I feel like people would judge it because they wouldn't understand it. Because I really would be honest about where I am, and anybody
yeah.
who's on here watching who has talked to me about relationships, y'all know my stuff can get a little tricky sometimes. But I know that there are people out here
Yeah.
who are
Like,
in situationships probably way more complex than me.
right.
But I got some advice for you. Like, I really want to write a book for side chicks.
You should go for it.
I
Go for it.
feel like I'm going to be judged for that. Now, I'm being so
It's
honest
and
right now.
it's but and it's true. The bottom line is, yeah, you will be judged for it. And one of the things is that's why it's easier said than done. I think one of the things that's just been slowly helping me is just time. How healed am I about a thing before I can share
Oh,
it?
that is so good.
Like,
How
yeah,
healed am I
yeah,
before I can share something? What I don't like is
mhm,
people who bleed on everybody.
yeah,
That is just not. It's
no,
not what like. what does a millennial like yourself think about when you see people just spaz out and you look at them and you say, that baby need a hug or a therapist or
Right.
something like,
I'm just like, oh, where are your friends? And that's not to say that they don't have them. That's not to say they don't have them because everybody processes things. They process things differently, but it's just like, oh, where are your friends? Because if I post something off the chain, like I know I'm gonna get some texts from people, like family. My mom. But even in that, like
I love
I
your
have this
mother.
village. Yes,
I
I love her
love
too.
her.
Yes, yes. Hey, mama. But yes, love her. But like, I'm blessed to have a village between my family, friends, mentors. I have a village that if I do one of those posts, my phone's gonna blow up so fast. My inbox is gonna blow up so fast, and I will promptly like, you know what, y'all are right. Oop, y'all were right. My bad.
There's this one young lady, and I can shout her out because she crazy and she don't care. Jasmine Wilson.
I
Lord,
love her.
I be like, I sis, get a journal. I need you to get one because Facebook is not. And she just laughs at me, but I know she takes me seriously. And she'll say something. I'll be like, "Where's that journal? Because this, are you okay? Is that all
Yeah.
right? You need a hug? That kind of thing."
Right.
But it's interesting that that there are people out there who can benefit from what you've experienced and things that will work, but it's just you don't want to be targeted, you don't want to be judged, you don't want to be.
It's scary. I think it's scarier. I'm the type of person where, and I've kind of been like this since I was a kid, really. I don't mind if you talk about me and you don't know me. I don't mind if you talk about me and truthfully what you're saying, it has no merit. You know what I mean? Like you might be jealous, whatever. If I feel like there's nothing to it, I care more if it's people I know personally. If it's people
Right.
whose opinions I value, so
Mhm.
sometimes, especially if it's a topic like relationships, that's the biggest thing where like, do I want to share this? Because somebody like over here may read it and they may not understand because they're not in that phase of life anymore or haven't, been through that, struggle
Mhm.
or whatever. So that can be a scary thing. And this again, like how am I healed enough that I can deal with whatever their response might be and still
Yeah.
continue, because the thing is people need to hear your story, and
Yeah.
even though the market may seem like oversaturated with different things, someone needs to hear your unique
Mhm.
individual story, because I needed to hear somebody else's story, whatever it may be. We're not just talking about relationships, whatever you're writing
Yeah.
about,
Whatever it
whatever
is.
your video is about. Like
Yeah.
somebody needs to hear your experience, and other people's stories and experiences have helped me. So now I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, well, a little bit older now, like let's start giving back, like let's start sharing. And I'm
Yeah.
constantly on a journey to day by day, live unapologetically, just be me.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So I'm all for plugging my resources. I have one
Yes.
example of what we're talking about. Her name is Vicki Johnson. She's Dr. Vicki Johnson.
Mm.
If you guys don't follow her, ladies especially, she's all about
Yes.
women's empowerment. But men, you can follow her too. Her first book that she wrote was a compilation of stories
Mm.
from different women, and then the last chapter was her story. And I loved how she spoke from a healed place.
Yeah.
Even when she preaches, because she's a preacher, she's a
Mm.
motivational speaker, she's the public speaking, the whole nine.
Yeah.
She never, it's almost like she never addresses the details.
Mm.
She always speaks of the victory, the low feeling, and the victory that
That's good.
came out of it, the healing place that came out of it. And when I first heard her do that, it made me pause because I read your book and your book was detailed. Like it was her story. I was like, whoa. But when she
Mm.
speaks, she empowers people, especially women, from a healed posture. It's like she doesn't get into the nuts and bolts of I
Right.
turned left here, I went right here. No. I was here, I was feeling down, I had low self esteem, I had lost everything. But then, through process, one word from God, and he took me here, like, and this is where I am now. I think that's the place that we should publicly speak to people, because everybody should not be privy to the details of our lives. I think that's on a need to know basis, because
there's
that's like
wisdom that comes with
casting
it.
your pearls among swine. Because there's no need of you telling me. There's no need of me telling you my business if you're not going to learn from my business and apply that. If you're going to take it and run with it, that's just a gossip session. We're not going to do that. No, we're not going to do that. But I love that. Am I healed enough? Wow. I think I am healed enough now.
All right. That's right.
I think I am. See, I learned from these exchanges. It's not about
you're already being.
I am being.
I love that.
So let me tell you. See, something dropped in my head. Let me tell you what Tori did for me. So all these being posts that I've done for years on Facebook, this young lady compiled all of them from social media, and I have a 30-page document. I don't know how you did it. I don't even want you to tell nobody how you did it, because you are my secret to that. Nobody can have that. If they want that information on how to do that, they need to follow you on social media, DM you, and pay you a service fee for getting it done. Because she took years of hashtag being and compiled them into a document, which is my book waiting to happen. Like, literally, it's waiting to happen. So I thank you publicly. I know I thanked you before, but I thank you publicly for just availing yourself to that, because you offered that assistance to me. I didn't know how to pull all that together. And we're not going to tell nobody how we did it.
No. We not. But I will just say this. It's funny because I was looking at your post and I'm like, Leslie, this is a book. This is a book. So I thank you. It's a labor of love. But yeah, I'm like, this is a book.
When that book comes out, you will be in my credits. I'm going to have my son, my mother, my grandchildren, and there will be Tori for making this happen for me.
My heart.
Absolutely. So anybody that's still in the room, if you guys have any questions for Tori, please type it in the comment section and we'll try to get to it. I love that your mother is in here. Your mother is hilarious. Her social media content. Her social media content. Sometimes I be tickled. I be just cracking up at this lady. She is so funny. I love her so much. So what's next for you?
What's next?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to start writing. Yes, ma'am.
Good. Look, there she is. And there she is. Yes. So
what's next for you?
That's also a thing that's next for me, writing. As far as books, I've had tons and tons of book ideas in my head for some time, for years, and it's been, if you're a writer, there's ebbs and flows. Sometimes you feel inspired to write, sometimes you don't. So those things have been on the back burner. So finally starting to do that, more content with my interview series that I've been doing, and again, just more content for the blog. That's what's coming up next right there. But I'm excited about the books. I'll share this real quick. There was a time, like in college, I took a creative writing class, and professor was good, but we just didn't really gel that well together, and so the class didn't quite go the way I wanted it to go, and I let that discourage me. Even though my mom said, don't let that stop you, you're still good, I let it really get me down, and I kind of just lost a little bit of, energy and passion to write after that experience. So for a long time, I would have ideas, but I'm like, I'm not going to do that. And so doing blogging reignited that passion to write for me, period. Because for a while, the only thing I would write are songs. Like, I have so many songs I've written, things I have, like, recorded and saved, and, like,
wait. What? Why do I not know this?
I don't know. I don't know. I do things. I do so many things.
You're a singer, songwriter, musician, blogger, content creator, visual content creator. writer, soon to be author,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you have a career on top of that.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way before.
You do a lot of
I never thought
stuff.
of it that way. Thank you. I never thought about those things separately.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you should be getting paid for all of those things.
Yes, we need to work. That's in the
You
works
got
too. That's
multiple.
also in the works. Yeah,
You got multiple strings right in your hand.
Mhm. Yeah.
Wow, that's dope. So you need to start learning how. Do you know how to use a GarageBand?
I don't, and I've heard about it. I do not.
I learned GarageBand last week, or 2 weeks ago, and ever since I learned it,
Mhm.
I've been doing tracks for producers and making money. Every week I'm doing work.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I had
We're gonna look that up.
GarageBand on my phone. I had GarageBand on my phone. But when I got this iPad, I was like, okay, somebody asked me to do a song. And I was like, how am I do that? Let me go to GarageBand. And I figured it out. I had to check
Mhm.
on my son to say, son, how do I do this? And he was like, Ma, I'm going to call you back in a few minutes. But by the time he called me, I had figured it out. So now I can
Okay.
import an instrumental file. I can add at least three BGV tracks and
Okay.
record them and set and save and send the file
Okay.
to the producer. Like it's
Okay.
man,
All right.
yeah, get
It's
on
it's on
that.
the list. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes. Thank you for real. For real. For real.
because if I can do it, you can do it.
Thank
Trust
you. I'm
me.
learning even as every time I talk to you, I'm learning something.
Hey, that's what it has to be. I've learned something to that. I am healed enough. Wait, you know what?
Mm.
That's a T-shirt.
Mm.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go to my spot where I create things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna create this T-shirt. I'm gonna design it. I'm gonna send it to you tonight, and we're gonna work that together. Yes, we are. We're gonna do that.
I like it. Oh, look what I got. The Bengals. I really want to do.
Me
Yeah.
too. Tori supports me, y'all, in anything that I do. She came to my boot camp. She came to my workshop. She paid her money to come to my
Yeah.
events. She's paid her monies to travel to New York to study with the almighty Charles Perry,
Oh,
which is not cheap. It costs a nice little, something to be in that room, but you come out that room so much better than when you walked in. She is somebody who invests in her. We have 5 minutes left because I'm trying not to. I could sit here all day, but I want to play this
right.
puzzle. I want to play this puzzle game that I downloaded. Like I
Oh,
like.
what game?
It's just called Magic Puzzle. I don't. It's just you just sit there. You just put puzzles together. Anything that gives my brain
Oh,
a sit down. So I'm
you
gonna
take
get
it.
to that. Yeah, I gotta get to that at
Right.
8:30, and I'm working on my last few meals because my Chinese is coming next week.
Hey, we on. Come on.
So I'm working on. Oh, let's talk about that real quick. So are you still an ambassador for the Calo weight loss?
Yes,
Talk
still
about
doing
that. Talk about that, and talk the real about that.
it. Real about it. Okay, let me hurry up because now we got a few minutes. But okay,
Oh,
actually,
we
so
gonna take our time on this. Go ahead.
all right. So it's so funny. You talked about before being in the room. So through you was working logistics for another Charles Butler event, the recording. Callow was there. I just went over to their table and started talking to them because I was interested. So I'm like, I need to get it together. I need to get it together. Life has happened. I need some more help. So I went to talk to them, and the representative there, she let me know too. And we have an ambassador program, blah blah blah. And I said, oh cool. I have a blog. I like to write. I can document my journey. And so she said, oh great. Well, let me give you my information with our director so she can, take a look at your page and what you
Mm-hmm.
have. And she liked my page, she liked my blog, and
She liked your media content.
yes, yes, she liked it.
So it is extremely important
She,
that your virtual presence line up with who
Mm.
you say you are.
That's good. It's good nuggets. Yeah.
Okay.
I was about to
All
breeze
right.
past that, but you're right. Good nuggets right there.
Yeah. I be trying to
Yes.
tell people, like, stop spazzing out. Like, I used to spaz out all the time on social media. And my phone would go off. Leslie, are you okay? You need a hug, sis? You all right? And I
Right.
had to just tailor it back because I'm trying to build a brand. So now,
Right.
I may go left sometimes, and I'm entitled to that. But mostly, it speaks to who I actually am as a person. I am my brand all the time. I am. That's who I am all the time. So with them seeing your virtual content and they liked it, like, wow,
That was a blessing. I also write for their website too, part-time now as well. So that was just one
wow,
big amazing blessing. And it's been good for me. My journey with weight loss has been up and down, but talking about it more helps me to be mindful of, like, kind of everybody's your accountability once you put it out there. Which is the reason that I didn't want to do that before. I started to write about it before, working with them. And I was like, I don't know if I want people in my business because, it's ebbs and flows. But now I'm like, yep, you know what, whatever. Everybody's my accountability. You're seeing the real life transformation, and it's, we lost here, and then this happened, and this happened. But but yeah, so it's been a
wow.
blessing even to partner with them because it's also pushing me in a way that I might not have pushed had I done everything privately. You know?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, you get to learn things that you may have not known about nutrition and, the
Yes.
physical body and how the body loses weight, how the body holds on to weight, like
Right.
all of those things. I definitely intend to begin talking about my journey very soon.
Join the
I
club.
think,
Join the club.
yeah, I think that may be the most transparent I will have ever been to everybody. But I think that's very important. So it's just like being connected to people, and we're not. I don't honestly. When I cannot remember how I connect with people, that lets me know that the connection is real because I honestly don't even remember when I met you. It's like I've just
Yeah.
always known you.
Yeah, like, cause I'm trying to think that I, like, did we really talk before your boot camp or not? But I don't know. I feel like maybe that's where we bonded more. But yeah, just now I don't remember exactly when.
Yeah, like I don't
It,
even know, and I don't even care. It doesn't matter.
yeah, it doesn't matter. It
We're
doesn't
here
matter.
now.
You're good. You're just dope, and I'm like, we flow, and I'll text you
Yeah.
something stupid, and yeah. Now see,
So
I'll bleed offline. I'll be hot about something, and I text you. You know what?
that's where you shed the skin and you bleed. You do not do it
Right.
on your social media platforms.
No.
Text me. I will sit there and listen to you and be like, do you need help? Do you need an ambulance? Do you need prayer? Like, are you okay? And if you're okay, then Godspeed. Push
Right.
on. Like, that kind of thing. So
Right.
so it's telling me I have a minute and 57 seconds left. So tell everybody how they can connect with you and how they can follow you. Because we're going to get her followers up tonight, guys, okay? All right.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. So it's at Tori Unscripted. That's on Instagram, and my page on Facebook at Tori Unscripted. My website, toriunscripted.com. Those are all of the
Okay.
avenues that we have there.
So I'm going to post that there.
Thank you.
And is that correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Okay. Good.
Yep. So that's her
Please, you
name on
guys,
everything. Thank you.
follow her. Check out her previous content so you can get caught up to where she is now. Give her all the likes, like
Thank
everything, leave a
you.
comment, share her stuff, put it in your stories or whatever, because she is an amazing gift. I just love your
Thank you.
energy and your
Thank you.
spirit. How old are you?
Well, I am 30. I'll be 31 on Saturday.
Really? So
Yeah.
I really thought you were like mid-20s. Like I thought you were younger
God
than
bless your
that.
soul. God bless you.
But you are
I'll
so mature and I love that. I
Thank
absolutely
you.
love that. And you're so sweet. I love it. I love it.
I love you. Thank you.
Oh, so we're gonna go now, guys. But follow
Okay.
Tori Unscripted. Follow me, I underscore breathe underscore melody. Follow me. Follow the L Life for your T-shirts. Hashtag whatever life is saying to you, and we'll see you next time. I'm gonna take a break, but I will be back in a couple of weeks. Okay.
Okay. Sounds
Thank you,
good.
Tori.
Thank you so much. I appreciate this. This was
Have a
fun.
good night. Have a
Good
good night,
night.
guys. Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye bye.